Did any of you see this? It's a new ad campaign claiming that union members in the United States are living with the same conditions as citizens in North Korea. Both never get real change. Rick Berman is with Center of the Union Facts, the group behind the ad. Well, it's certainly in your face, Rick. What are you saying here?
Well, it is in your face, but it's designed to tell people that if you live in North Korea, you can't change the system that you're living under. And if you're in a workplace, you can't change that system either. If the union got voted in during the 1940s or the 50s or the 60s, there are very few opportunities to throw a union out, even though if you look at the statistics today, only 10% of people who are in unions ever voted for the union that they're having to pay dues to. So you got 90% of the people, and in a lot of cases, in a lot of unions, 100% of the people are working under a union organization, and they never voted for that, and they can't get rid of them. I mean, you could organize a coup at the Kremlin easier than you could organize getting rid of the union.
Well, you know, the union guys turn around, Rick, and say it's the same with a non-union shop trying to get a union in. You could try all you want. It's the same deal. Very tough.
It's not true. You know, unions win over 50% of the elections that they have. So if you ask about whether or not anybody ever gets unionized, say, the answer is absolutely yes. And there are lots of situations where it's probably justified. But you still can't get rid of the union once they're in there.
What kind of response have you gotten to this?
Great response.
From whom?
People, and you know, the funny thing is, if you go to the website,
you know, it'd be great if any North Korean businessmen get back to you.
No, I haven't heard from anyone in North Korea or South Korea, for that matter.
But who have you heard from? I know you can't give away names, but groups or business types? What?
Well, you know, first of all, you know, when we ran the big card check campaign a couple of years ago, one of the groups that we had a lot of support from were people who are in unions, who thought that the unions were absolutely over the top. You know, there are 7 provisions in this law that we're supporting, this Employee Rights Act. There are 7 provisions in there, and they're all about rebalancing the rights of unions versus employees. And there are a lot of employees who don't want to have to pay unions to support political candidates that they don't support. You know, you look at the 2010 election, and 42% of union members voted for Republicans, and yet 93% of their money is going to Democrats. There are a lot of union members that don't like that.
Well, you know, I know in my own state of New Jersey, Chris Christie, you would think, would be appalling to union households. By a majority, they actually like him, which always amazed me. But go ahead.
You know, one of the amazing things to me is that we polled on the 7 provisions in this law, and it polled about 80-20. And so I thought, well, this is really amazing that there's, you know, an 80-20 for anything in this country today. And so then we polled union households, and union households polled 80-20 in support of this legislation. There's something going on here.
Finally, from unions, and given the fact it's election year, and some of them might be fearing President Obama loses, do you think the heightened activity we've seen with the National Labor Relations Board, all these recess appointments, that they might just be greasing the skids to move fast just in case, let's say, a friendly guy in the White House leaves?
Oh, there isn't any doubt in my mind that they're changing the rules very rapidly. In fact, it makes it all the more important to pass this kind of legislation, or at least jumpstart a conversation in society about it, because they are taking a bad situation and they're making it worse for the average American worker. And the president knows exactly what he's doing. He has created the most pro-union National Labor Relations Board in the history of the National Labor Relations Act.
All right, good stuff. Thank you very much, Rick Berman. Thank you.
Good to talk to you.